You are listening to Skin, Earth, Vitality, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets modern vitality. If you are seeking to reconnect with your innate vibrancy, you're in the right place. I'm Emily Davis, a seasoned holistic esthetician and herbalist. Join me as we unlock the secrets of ancient skincare practices, explore the beauty of seasonal and nature-based living, herbalism, and true holistic well-being for you and the broader ecosystem. This podcast is brought to you by Stratum Aesthetics. Head to stratumaesthetics.com to find curated skincare, body care, and other wellness products hand-selected by me. Now enjoy the show. Hey there, and welcome back to Skin, Earth, Vitality. Emily here, and today this is the first episode of 2025. So first episode of the new year. So I wanted to talk about my New Year's resolution, which is, I guess you could consider it more of an intention than a quote unquote resolution, but it's something that can completely change how you experience your daily life, or this is my hope for the new year, and that's romanticizing your life. And before you roll your eyes and think that this is just about pretending life is perfect, I do want to clarify that when I think of romanticizing your life, it's about shifting how you see the ordinary and learning to find beauty even in simple moments. This is for you if you've ever felt like you're just going through the motions, like your life is a series of tasks to complete rather than something that you're actually feeling and enjoying. And I've been there, which is why I decided this was going to be my New Year's resolution. And I figured if there was something I could do to add a little intention, a little beauty, a little magic to my routine, it could completely transform how I feel, not just about the day, but about myself. And I wanted to share that with you. And you may be thinking, what does this have to do with skin and wellness? And the truth is, when we're feeling present and connected to ourselves, it's going to show up everywhere, including, of course, on our skin. So stress, overwhelm, disconnection, all of this impacts our health. And I feel that taking time to romanticize your life isn't just about aesthetics. It's about nourishing your nervous system. When you slow down, care for yourself, and find beauty in the everyday, your body is going to respond. It's all connected. So today I want to explore how you can bring this sense of magic into your routines to support not just your soul, but also your skin and your overall well-being. By the end of this episode, my hope is that you'll feel inspired to romanticize your own life in ways that feel natural and meaningful and grounding to you. So why does this even matter? Why should we care about making life feel a little more romantic? First, of course, it's about mindfulness. When we're romanticizing our lives, my hope is to bring myself into the present moment. Instead of rushing through tasks, I want to slow down to actually experience them. And I feel that creates a ripple effect, less stress, more gratitude, and overall sense of calm, right? And then second, it's really about ownership. Romanticizing your life is like reclaiming your power. I have had this affirmation of the week in my treatment room for, 84 weeks in a row. I'm just exaggerating, but I've had it up for a while. And the affirmation is, I call all of my power back to me. And I've kept it up, one, laziness, but two, I just love that affirmation, and it's something that I need to be reminded of every single day. And I feel like romanticizing your life is that affirmation in action. Instead of waiting for big things to happen to you or exciting things to happen to you, you decide to make your everyday life feel magical, even in small ways. And that's empowering. And then the third reason that I think this matters is it's about joy. When we see the beauty in tiny details, the way the sunlight filters through the curtains, the sound of rain, the taste of freshly brewed coffee, that first sip of coffee in the morning, we start to feel more joy. And the more joy we feel, the more joy we create. And this isn't about being unrealistic or ignoring hard moments. It's not about bypassing. We're 5 days into this new year, and I have caught myself doing that a little bit. And I want to make sure that that's not what I'm making this about. I want to make sure that it's about learning to see beauty even within hard moments. So I recently heard, I don't know if it was in a podcast or a YouTube video, something I was watching was saying, what would it feel like if you could feel peace about this moment? And that's been something I've been repeating to myself over and over again when I've been feeling stressed or overwhelmed or just not happy about the moment that I'm currently in. What would it feel like if you could feel peace about this moment right now? And that doesn't mean what would it feel like if this moment were perfect. It means what would it feel like if I were okay with this happening right now? So I was writing emails earlier today and I made a huge mistake and I was so frustrated with myself because, of course, I decided to proofread after pressing send, which is a common thing for me. And I was like, okay, it happened. What would it feel like if you were at peace with this right now? And I'm still like pissed that I did that. I'm annoyed with myself that I did that. But I also could imagine what it felt like to feel peaceful. And this felt like part of this romanticizing of my life. And I've done it multiple times a day for the last 5 days, and I've just found it very comforting also. So how can we romanticize our life? Here are some simple, practical ways that you can start romanticizing your life today. The first one is create a morning ritual. Mornings, of course, set the tone for the entire day, so make them special. Instead of rushing out of bed, grabbing your phone, try brewing some tea slowly, really noticing the smell, the warmth, the steam. Adding some soft music. I'm a big fan of morning lo-fi playlists on Spotify. Lighting a candle, opening a window for fresh air. There is a German practice, and I could be totally pronouncing this wrong, so bear with me, but there's a German practice called Lüften, which translates to ventilate or air out. And it's a cultural practice that involves opening windows to exchange your stale indoor air with fresh outdoor air. So I've been doing this for a while. I received like a self-healing email about it a couple years ago, and I was like, oh yes, I am super into opening my windows in the winter. And I think that that's a way that you can add a little romance into your morning. Spend 5 minutes journaling or stretching to ease into the day. So instead of grabbing your phone, maybe you do some neck stretches or some yoga in bed before you even get up for the day. Another thing that you might do if you are going to grab your phone is instead of getting on Instagram, turn on an app like Insight Timer or Calm or the Open app and put on a meditation and listen to that before you even get out of bed. Treat it like you're the main character in a movie scene. That tiny bit of intention can shift your whole mindset. Number 2 is celebrating small moments. So the feeling of sun on your skin, the smell of onions and garlic when you're cooking and how that's making your mouth water, the colors in the sky at sunrise or sunset. Savoring these little things, make them feel special. Maybe you arrange flowers on your table or plate your meals more beautifully, even if it's just for you. I've been practicing this actually at work. So in between clients, I bought a little placemat to put on my desk at my shop. And I actually got some taper candles to put out all by myself in my office. And I've been lighting the candles. I have been plating my food for the day in a beautiful plate. I got special silverware just for my office. And I make it a really beautiful thing. In the past, I would just have my glass container and I would just eat it while looking on my phone. I recently had done an Ayurvedic program that just talked about how in Ayurveda, it's 80% how you eat and 20% what you eat. So how important slowing down is, how important the intention you're putting into your meal is, how important chewing your food is. And so that's when I had started this new setup for the office. And I cannot tell you how much that feels like a love letter to myself. So I invite you to do that in whatever way works for you. Maybe it's changing your dinner time at home to turning off the TV and putting on some music. I like some chill jazz while I'm making dinner, or sometimes I'll put on some 60s pop hits while I'm making dinner, and then we'll listen to Italian cafe while we're eating dinner. And these small moments can bring you together more closely with those who you're eating with and also bring you closer to your meal. So I think this is a beautiful way to romanticize your life. Next is romanticizing your alone time. And I am a big fan of taking myself on a date. Solo time does not have to feel lonely. Take yourself on that date. Go to a new coffee shop. Walk through a bookstore. I love to take myself on a date to the movies, going to a museum alone, going to the botanic gardens. These are all things that I love to do, and then just make them feel special by buying yourself a little coffee, whatever. Make it feel like a really special time, not like an awkward, weird time. Try writing a love letter to your future self or to your past self. I love this practice. Romanticizing your life is all about how you show up for yourself. So creating evening rituals to close the day. Evenings are a time to slow down, to reset, to reflect. And here are a few ways to bring intention and beauty into your nights. So creating a wind down routine. Dim the lights, light a candle, turn on some soft lighting. This is all to signal to your body that it's time to relax. Brew a cup of tea. I'm a big chamomile fan in the evening. Maybe throw some spearmint in there. Put on calming music to create a peaceful atmosphere. Reflect and journal. Maybe you're a morning journaler, maybe you're a nighttime journaler. I certainly am not both. I'm a morning journaler, but if it makes more sense for your life to journal in the evening time, use this as a time to release stress. Write down worries and then mentally let go of them. This can be so helpful for people who have insomnia because they're thinking about their to-do list or the things that happened that day. Writing it down is such a great way to just let go of that stuff. Skincare as a ritual. I'm a big fan of turning my nighttime skincare routine into something sacred. So taking time to apply my hydrosols and my oils, thinking about it as an act of self-love and not just another task. Focusing on the texture. Let this be a moment to nurture yourself. Thinking about the plants that went into the skincare, thinking about all of the people every step of the way along, who planted the seeds, who cared for the plants, who harvested them, who extracted them and blended them together and formulated them. Thinking about all of the things that went into this product that you have and having some reverence for it. And then setting the mood for sleep. So maybe spraying a calming linen mist onto your pillows. I'm a big fan of mandarin essential oil for nighttime. It's the only citrus that's actually a sedative. Like sweet orange is very uplifting, but mandarin is a sedative and it's safe for adults, children, the elderly. It's a very versatile oil. Of course, always research if something is right for your unique body, but I personally love mandarin. Maybe reading a book instead of scrolling on your phone. I love to read a nonfiction book at nighttime. That's personally what puts me to sleep rather than a dopamine heavy romanticy book or something like that. Because those books will keep me up until 4 a.m. because I have to know what happens next. So a nonfiction, like a personal development book, is my favorite. I really like the Bon Charge reading lamp right before bed. So it's a little clamp on light that goes on your book, and it's a blue blocking red light. And so it mimics firelight. And it's very dim, so it's not a high lux, and it's just very calming, and that thing makes me pass out almost immediately. And so that is from Bon Charge. They're an Australian biohacking company, but I have seen some on Amazon. I haven't used them, so I can't speak to them, but any clip-on blue blocking red light for your book, I'm sure will be lovely. Add cozy touches to your bedroom, soft blankets, soothing scents, something that can create a shift or a sense of closure and peace at the end of the day, helping you feel grounded and ready to rest. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope this conversation has sparked some ideas about how you can add more beauty and more intention and calm into your daily routines, because it's not about perfection. I have already learned that in the last 5 days. This is just about showing up for yourself in small, meaningful ways and recognizing that the little moments actually do matter. So as we talked about, these small acts don't just support your emotional well-being, they're going to ripple out to your skin because of your nervous system. If you take just one idea from this episode, I hope that it's you deserve to feel enchanted by your own life. Not later, today. Not when things are better, but right now. I'd love to hear how you're bringing this into your life, so please feel free to tag me on Instagram or send me a message to share your experience. I love when people message me telling me that they listen to the podcast. It means so much. It totally makes my day, so please don't be shy. And if this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It means so much to me, and please share it with someone in your life who you think would love it just as much as you do. Thank you for spending time with me today. I will be back next week, and until then, be well. You've been listening to the Skin, Earth, Vitality podcast. If you like what you heard today, consider giving me a 5-star rating. It helps other people just like you to find the show. You can shop products and find all of my offerings on my website, stratumaesthetics.com, and follow me on my social channels at Stratum Aesthetics.